This is Channel 253. Beep, boop, boop, boop.
On this episode of the Grit and Grain podcast.
I don't think I've ever had to try and sell you anything, because everything I would have tried to sell you, you kind of just ask for, you know to ask for, and that's been true for as long as you and I have known each other.
Plus, I don't want you mansplaining me, Matt.
God damn it! I call it selling, you call it mansplaining, what the fuck ever. Welcome to the Grit and Grain podcast, where we explore and celebrate the craft beer industry, community, and history in Tacoma, Washington, and surrounding Pacific Northwest areas. Thank you so much for hanging out. Let's get to it. Hi, everybody. Welcome to the Grit and Grain podcast. Coming to you guys from the Parkway Tavern in Tacoma, Washington, talking about all of our favorite and your favorite local beer nerd stuff. If you haven't yet, please grab a pint of beer and hang out. And yeah, this will be great. If you're driving and listening to this, then don't do that part. But otherwise, my name is Matt
Stop
McLaren.
telling people what to do.
Half of our listeners
You're
are
not
like,
the boss of them, right?
There they go. There goes New York.
My name is Matt McLaren. I'm here, of course, with Ron Swarner. How are you, sir?
I've been awesome since the dawn of time.
Well done. Well done.
Oh, with the puns, so quick. So quick with the puns. And then, of course, Sean Jackson. How are you?
Fantastic.
Good.
Yep.
Me too. So today we are talking to somebody who I'm super pumped to talk about, because this person has actually had a lot to do with how the beer world has been shaped in Tacoma. And she pretty much built that shit from scratch. And yeah, man, this is going to be awesome. So, Sean, who are we talking to?
The one and only lovely Donna Herren from Tacoma Boys.
Woo! Hi, everybody.
How are you, Donna?
I am super fantastic.
That's
Yeah. Oh, we matched today. We didn't even plan it.
Nope.
So yeah, before we get into the past 25-ish years of Tacoma beer history, what are you drinking?
Right now, I'm drinking the Bale Breaker Clarity Rarity.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Heck yeah.
It's so good.
It's delicious.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's a little citrusy.
Those kids know something about hops.
Yeah, they might. They might. That Quinn family, is that their name over there? Something like that.
Sean, what do you have, man?
Stillwater Cellar Door.
Yeah.
And I think there's a lot of cask Jolly Roger in the room.
Yeah, there's a lot of there's a big round of that. Speaking of which, if you're free on Wednesday and you want to come hang out at the Parkway, there's usually some room in the room, and you can hang out while we record and have a round with us live. The round that we all have, like Sean just said, is Jolly Roger on a cask, which is just phenomenal.
Yeah.
I'm finishing the last of my Ferment Hellas, and then gonna chug this delicious beer. I've never had it on cask, but it's like figgy pudding, man. It's so smooth.
Good.
Holy
He did
cow.
a great job.
Yeah.
It's been many years since I've had it on cask myself. So,
Dude.
It's been many years since I've had it, period.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Last time I had it, it came in 6-pack bottles.
Yeah.
That's how long ago.
Been a little bit.
That is actually a good indicator of Donna's very specific
Don't
current
ask
knowledge
me
of
what
this
year,
industry.
but I can tell you it was in 6-pack
The fact
bottles.
that was a joke to you means that you've been keeping shit up.
Yeah.
Because what even is 6-pack bottles anymore?
And the cask is even more dangerous.
Oh,
Like
it's so
it
easy.
just goes down.
More dangerous.
So,
What's the ABV?
more
on it?
dangerous or
More dangerous.
9.9999999.
Dude.
Yep.
So, good night, Moon.
Yeah.
So for anybody who's not familiar, Donna has been, she's the beer buyer at Tacoma Boys on 6th Ave in Tacoma, and has been for, we decided, 20 years?
Probably around there, yes.
Yeah. And then I did not know, so you've always been just Donna from Tacoma Boys, as long as we've known each other and worked together.
Correct.
But I have heard about you since before I could drink beer, but since before I knew what the fuck you were doing there.
I still don't know what the fuck I'm doing there. So
Fair enough.
I call bullshit.
So like, so you just always like existed there. Like to me, it was like there was no Tacoma boys before Donna, at least like in my capacity and knowledge in this industry. And as we were just talking about it, you just told us that you are the reason that Tacoma Boys even sells beer and wine.
yes,
Okay.
we did not have beer, and we had this very small closet of wine that got expanded maybe 2 years after I
Considerably.
started there. Yeah, I was the night cashier.
Really?
Yeah.
And you
was
were
the
just like,
night-
hey guys, we could be
night cashier.
We could be doing something
I got
extra here.
ideas. Listen to me.
Thank God they did.
Seriously.
Yeah.
I think the owner would say the same thing.
Yeah.
So
No kidding.
what did you replace in that section?
What we replaced was just about everything. We moved several different things to try and make that area of the store work, and it was just a dead space that wasn't doing anything for anybody. We had a meat and a cheese retail cooler over there. We made a big poinsettia display over there one year. Just like nothing seemed to work. So again, I said, I have an idea. I have an idea. Listen to me.
Booze.
Yep. Who doesn't want that?
Yeah.
How? So like that's early, like 2002, 2003.
Right around there,
Like
yeah.
especially for anything that resembling craft beer. So like,
Right.
how did you talk anybody into investing in that?
We started with a very small, low risk,
Yeah.
3-door Snapple cooler.
Shouts out to Devin
I had to
Boy.
work my way up. I had to prove my shit and say,
I don't know if he
listen.
listens, but
No, that's how it started. It was just this 3-door Snapple cooler, and
and you
that
were
took
like,
off.
"Fuck Snapple, I'm putting beer in here."
Right. We just covered the Snapple up. And that worked. And then customers started commenting. It's like, oh, do you have this? Do you have that? Do you have that? And I'm like, well, I only have this 3-door cooler to work with. So.
Yeah.
But then somebody listened and went, okay, we need more beer cooler. And then
Dang.
it expanded. Then it expanded again to where
Yeah.
it is now. So it's taken a long time to get to where we are now, but
Sure.
Yeah.
it started really small.
Yeah, where you were before was incredible. I mean, that's how I remember it. Like, kind of coming back to Tacoma, like as far as places to hunt down stuff. Like,
Oh, right.
because there was a small time where there was at Cascade Homebrew Supply had a cool little beer selection.
Oh, I remember that. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
'Cause
Old-
back in the day,
old
I used to
Watson was
homebrew.
down there for a while. Yeah. MSM
Oh, yeah.
used to be that was a place for the goods.
Good imports at
Yeah.
MSM.
They had a great selection of just like single pulls.
Yeah.
yeah,
yeah.
totally.
Yeah, not a lot of Sixers, a lot of
Right.
individual. And then Queen Anne / Met Market.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When did 99 open?
Oh,
Ooh.
'Cause
That's on the edge of Tacoma.
Yeah.
right. I don't remember when they opened. Somebody text Tiffany.
Everybody's like, no thanks.
Yeah,
Gosh, it would have been right around that time,
it might have been.
right in that 2002, 2003,
Yeah.
I think.
And then venture to get there, so Tacoma Boys, a lot easier.
Yeah.
And World Beer, 56th Street.
Oh, yeah, cigars.
World Beer
Right.
Tobacco.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I forgot about that place.
Yeah.
Right.
So a
Well,
lot of
that's
people
the
just
thing,
don't
like,
know.
there's-
Yeah,
Like Donna was fucking first to the table, man.
Yeah.
Like,
totally.
I tried.
in
It could have
turning people's beer tastes.
could have been
into-
firster.
More firster.
More
They
firster.
just listen to me.
What was an early popular beer?
Early,
Yeah, what were people asking for back then?
people were asking for a lot of like local craft, which at the time was more
Harmon.
craftier than it is now. Like, or the Red Hooks, and
Yeah.
and things like that.
Okay.
So we tried to keep that cooler mostly full of that, and then maybe some Full Sail, and whatnot.
Was Harmon in bottles at that time? Harmon was doing 22s particularly.
22s, yeah.
Harmon wasn't until later.
Yeah?
Yeah. They were doing like 500 mils. Yeah, we didn't have a lot of that. But yeah, I feel like that wasn't until after we got that second cooler that we started bringing in any Harmon products.
Man.
So that was maybe 10 years ago.
So, like you said, people were just kind of coming and asking you for stuff. Is that like pretty much how you were just
Right, because we
curating
had
everything? Like,
we had this small little thing, and they're like, "But wait, there's all this and this and that and the
Yeah.
other thing." I'm like, "Well, hold on, I got a 3-door cooler. Let me work on this."
when this sells out, I'll bring this in.
Right.
When this sells out, I'll bring that in.
Also, at the time, we were only dealing with the one distributorship
Yeah.
Yeah.
because that's where we got the cooler from. So we dealt with the one only. And now there's so many. It's a good thing I got 2 more coolers.
Yeah.
And there's still not
Yeah,
enough. I still
sorry.
need another cooler.
Yeah. I know. You have so much beer.
That's the rule. There's never enough cooler space.
Well,
there isn't.
I keep waiting for people to get over the gluten-free thing, which is that whole aisle behind my one cooler.
Oh,
and I can just
yeah.
dry shelf like the super not crafty stuff, and you have more cooler for more craft stuff. That's my
just waiting
plan.
for all those weaklings
That's
to
my
die
evil
off.
genius
Turn
plan.
that into beer.
Yep. I'm just waiting for it to happen.
It's a long game.
Peanut
I can
allergies
wait.
and gluten
Five-year plan.
Just plug your ears for a little while. We'll get over it.
Are hard seltzers messing you up too?
Hard seltzers, like, I feel like they've not been around that long, and they've still faded in and out of style and in and out of favor already. It's like,
Yeah.
what? I don't know.
Yeah.
It's weird. Do you like it? Do you not like it? Is it just a summertime thing? Maybe? I don't know. It's super strange. Like, we sell a lot of cider for sure, and then there's once in a while somebody looking for White Claw or Truly, and then I shove that. What is it called? There's a winemaker up in Seattle that makes it, and they do a lot of charity work. It's good something. Yeah,
I don't know.
I've got this great memory.
Out of my
It's
realm, I'm
super
sorry.
awesome. But it's locally made, and they support a lot of like hunger issue charities.
Cool.
And they use a lot of gleaned fruit and things like that for their hard seltzers.
Oh, that's cool.
So I try and push that at everybody because it's
Good Society?
What's that?
Good Society?
That's not the name of it. It's
Fucking run.
Sorry. I set you up.
He fed that to me. Just to make this guy look stupid.
randomly in about 20 minutes. I'll just blurt something out that won't make any sense, and that will be the
Got
name
it.
of the seltzer. But we have all the flavors.
That is cool.
It's
Well-
I think it's one of the Janik kids from Janik Winery up in Woodinville.
Oh, that's cool.
I think it's Andrew Janik is doing it.
All right. So when all those gluten-free weaklings die off, what would you put in that aisle on
What's
that
that?
side? I said when all those gluten-free folks die off, what would you put in the aisle on that side?
That's going to be dry shelf beer.
Just dry shelf stuff?
Yeah, like, stuff that doesn't necessarily need to be under chill.
All the bougie barrel-aged stuff?
Oh, that too, I guess. Yeah, I bought that one end cap of barrel aged stuff. I'm already out of room on there. It's like, wait, it's barely December. I don't know what to
Damn
do. But yeah, like your Coors Light, stuff like that. That doesn't need to be taking up cooler space. I'll give you
your
a
thing
bag.
is
I'll give you a
mostly
bag of ice.
People
with
who
it
don't
if
give
you
a shit
need
if
it
their
to be
beer is cold when they buy it. That's what you'll put on that side.
I didn't even know you had that.
So much
Yeah,
for cold
that's,
activated.
the customers that buy that, they come in and they don't see it because it's not refrigerated, and they ask me if we have any regular beer, and I'm like, well, what do you mean
muggles.
regular beer? Because I could point at 20 different of my regular beers right here. There's Bale-Breaker, E9, Holy Mountain. That's
Yeah.
my regular beer. I don't know what you're talking about.
we
Rainier.
love
Oh, it's right there.
That's why we like
It's over there on the shelf.
On that regular beer note, so you're coming into craft beer. What were some of your favorites, like getting going out the gate?
Oh, okay.
What's the Donna inspiration?
This is funny. So I think my very first favorite was Red Hook, the amber. And now I'm like, amber? What the hell is that about? And then I got in, during the wintertime, my friends, we all had jet skis and snowboards, and we all hung out all summer on the lake and all winter up at the cabin at Stevens Pass. And they were really into Pete's Wicked Winter Brew. which is, I think, a brown ale with raspberry and spices.
Damn.
And I'm like, what was I doing then? And I said, no, I'm just,
I admittedly was a Pete's Wicked Strawberry Blonde.
Yeah, dude.
You know, not all gateway beers are our final destination.
No,
you just gotta get on the road
absolutely, no.
somehow, right?
yeah, you get a layover and you're like, oh, IPA.
Absolutely.
Oh, hey. Yeah, those were it. My boyfriend at the time, I think I was 21, took me to the Red Hook Brewery for my birthday.
Damn.
Because I liked that beer.
Damn.
So that was it. Yeah, Red Hook.
That's why Donna was early to it.
Yeah. We've got a lot of Red Hook origin stories on the,
Dude, seriously.
Yeah. They
That
they
was like-
opened a lot of minds and hearts.
Yeah, exactly.
Well,
I drank
totally
it.
true.
I drank a ton of Ballard Bitter.
Yeah, Ballard beer.
Ton.
Yep. It's great.
That's a chocolate place now, right?
Oh.
I don't know.
I guess
I don't
it
get out
doesn't
much,
really matter.
Donna.
We don't leave Tacoma.
I think it's I think it's Theo's chocolates or something now,
I'll go with yeah. Yeah, it is.
which also goes into some beers. So
Donna, you and I have been working together for like, I don't know, 8 or 9 years almost.
yeah, for
like a
quite
long
while.
time.
Like in different,
In different capacities.
right?
But there's probably a lot of people who don't totally know how like distributor versus like buyer relationship works, but like we go in and we get orders and some people know exactly what they're looking for and they just tell us, and then some people have no fucking clue what they're looking for and then we try to tell them, and that's just kind of the whole exchange. And I don't think I've ever had to try and sell you anything, because everything I would have tried to sell you, you kind of just ask for, you know to ask for, and that's been true for as long as you and I have
Plus,
known
I
each other.
just don't want you mansplaining me, Matt.
God damn it! I call it sailing. You call it mansplaining. What the fuck ever.
So
Fair
a
enough.
cold IPA is...
Yeah, I know. Actually. God damn it. I had a real question. I know, that's why we looked down. We all knew. How do you always know what to how do you always know what to ask for?
Well, there's things that I'm anticipating coming out, and you're kind of got an eye out, waiting for it to happen.
Right.
And sometimes something just jumps up, and you're like, okay, that's really weird. I think I know who I can sell that to because it's strange and different.
Yeah.
And then sometimes it's just something that's trending, and all of a sudden, pop up on the fresh sheet. Somebody's got a cold IPA out. It's like, oh, everybody wants cold IPAs right now. Mm-hmm. Or a CDA that used to be around pretty heavily and then went away. And now every time they pop up, people get really excited about it. I'm not sure why, but but they do. They get excited about it. I'm like, okay.
Donna, you're coming back. Just so you know.
Yeah, but it's kind of just knowing what trends are flowing through your particular location, because it could be different in Puyallup or Edgewood or wherever, but where I'm
Three
at,
blocks away, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah, fucking Ron. I mansplain to Ron every single week. What beers he should be buying.
Our buddy...
Let me ask Donna.
I know, seriously, dude. She's been doing this longer than any of us.
Yeah.
For us here, like selling IPAs that like 7.9 is fine, but once you hit 8 or above, like those days for us at the Parkway are over, and like that used to be a big thing for us. But we talked to our buddy Ben at Rainier Growlers, and like he rolls that stuff.
Oh, dude.
It just flies out the doors.
They have
Like,
permanent
it's-
handles of 8+%
Yeah.
beers.
Yeah, and he has like 15 bottles of Schramm's mead.
Yep.
Yeah.
And they crush it.
We used to be able to roll a keg of Maharaja like it was nobody's business. And I think the last time we got a half barrel on, it was up there for like 3.5 weeks.
Dude, that
And I
beer was-
drank a third of it. Like, well, it's my fuck up, so I got to handle it.
give those
didn't
brain
read the
cells a little
market.
more
I
play
think
area.
it depends on the beer though too. Like, remember Knee Deep?
Yeah.
And they had some pretty big.
Right?
When that
they-
first started
like,
coming up, like,
They had some pretty big IPAs, and those are
Breaking
Yeah.
Blood was just
yeah,
flying.
that was a huge
Right.
deal.
Simtra.
Simtra was
It's
Dr.
so
Lupulin.
good. Doctor, yeah.
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 And then Alpine
Revision.
started coming up about that time.
Oh yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so like Alpine Nelson like bottles were hitting shelves, and that
Yeah.
was like, holy shit. Like,
Our friend had a kegerator at his house and always had Alpine in there. And just lean right
beer.
there by the kegerator.
Yeah. Happy
It's
birthday.
delicious.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so good.
Happy freaking birthday to you.
Those were like I don't know, for like the rotating sort of like hunting the newest, freshest IPAs kind of category of beer buyers. Those were really early. Like it wasn't a ton of people who were coming in looking for like shit that just hit shelves like a week ago. When those things came, I was like, I think I was buying at Bevmo at that time, and it was like, hey, I heard that Alpine is in Washington, or I heard that Knee Deep is in Washington. Do you guys have that? And like because they were based in California, we could get that shit really early, and it was crazy.
Yeah.
And now
I miss
everybody
Knee Deep.
better have a new IPA every single week. Like,
Speaking of that, Rome, because this is a thing. I'm going to talk about the Russian River of the Pliny the Elder,
Oh,
right?
dear.
Right, because that was a thing.
That giant headache.
Right. So there was only so many places in town that had the capability to purchase it.
Right.
And I was always, I never said this, but I was proud of you because you were one of the last places to actually keep it on the shelf so people could just walk in and buy it. A lot of other places, like it was like once the allotments got really, really small, it was in the back and like.
We did that at first, and it took up half my day to just walk back and forth and get Pliny for people. And I'm like, you know what? If you weren't here, then you missed. That's there.
Yup.
It's all out there.
Let them know.
that's
Yup.
Go
Let them
get
know.
I always felt like
You're
that's
on the
got to
ball.
be frustrating. Like when because when I used to travel more, it's like just the ability to go into an area or a region just to buy a beer that's fucking incredible. And that was the first time like you couldn't just do that. Like you
Right.
had to know somebody to get something.
Tap beer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The fucking the pappies of fucking
The beer world.
beer,
Okay,
know,
I'll
and
tell
it
you
was-
what. If you buy 10 of these beers over here, I'll
yeah.
give you
Yeah.
a Pliny to purchase.
Yeah. Yep.
Donna's like, fuck that noise.
But that's
no,
that's how it works as a buyer.
Dude, like for
That
the
was-
For
longest
wine,
That was the
even
That was part of the game.
wine, especially. Like you have to buy so many Rotor Brut champagnes before they'll give you the chance to purchase a bottle of Cristal.
Damn.
If I've already been redundant about the Russian River thing,
Oh, we know. We
you
know.
can stop me. Like
No, we know. Bring it up
But-
every time.
it was a great
Let the hate
business
flow
model.
through you.
It's not really a hate thing. Like I was impressed because they would make you buy Damnation, which I
Yeah.
loved.
Oh,
It's
that's
like, hey,
right.
you have to buy Damnation.
The Damnation that was like the shelf turd of all of the Russian River beers.
My favorite turd.
It was though. If you had Consecration in front of you and Damnation, which one are you going to drink?
Yeah.
Touche, salesman.
I'm just saying.
And then the packages got bigger. Like, okay, if you want Elder, like now you got to get Damnation
River's
and
never
this
coming
and that. And wasn't something I was really worried about, you know. But then the younger thing, like the last year that we had the opportunity to buy the younger, it was like, okay, like you have to have bought this much throughout the year, and on this shipment you're gonna get a 6-barrel of. You're gonna get like 3 of the Asians, and then you need to buy X amount of cases of the other Asians. And like we didn't sell bottles, but that's what John had to do to
Sounds like the same
to get
Right.
the younger. He's like, all right, fuck it, like send the pallet of beer, and you know,
I remember, and then he gave the younger or the elder away.
gave the younger away. Yeah,
Yeah, I was here. I remember that.
yeah.
They just walked
Remember
around
that
with trays.
17 minutes? It was like 17 minutes. Like,
It was so
For
fast.
3 years.
And they were just little pours, but like
Oh, yeah.
everybody got a little pour of it.
and it got smaller and smaller.
It got littler and
Yeah,
littler.
littler. Yeah. Thank you, Jolly Cask. But yeah, I remember the last year because, that was the genius of John. Like we didn't know how to really sell the beer, so at the end of the day, it was kind of like, fuck it, Customer Appreciation Day. Like, we're gonna be nice to the people that supported us, and so we poured it out and basically did a toast, and then as the years progressed, like the last year, there had people had driven from Canada.
Oh,
like
goodness.
12 hours.
Holy shit.
They were sitting at the bar at like 1 p.m. waiting
to drink some.
How they knew that we had a keg?
You're like, there was no
like
Facebook.
I didn't understand
Right,
it.
there was social
There's
media.
no Instagram at
We
this
weren't
point.
posting anything. We're like actually quite the opposite.
Yeah.
But yeah, that year it was like, here's our 6-ounce glass, and everybody gets 2.5 ounces.
Jesus,
And
man.
yeah, it was, that was the last 17 minutes.
Yeah, I remember. I was sitting in this room when I had it.
Yeah. Oh. The wave of nostalgia.
Full circle.
I feel it. I'm swimming.
And that's why we do this at the park.
Speaking of John, so you and John actually produce a newspaper
Well,
back
it
in the
was.
day.
Excuse me?
It wasn't
Yeah.
really in the form of paper.
Right, but like a newsletter-ish.
Yeah. It was like a podcast, but not audible.
Blog.
Yeah,
But
It was a blog.
It was a blog.
Yeah.
blog.
It was the Tacoma Brews Tribune.
Yep.
Yeah, there were
No
a few
fucking
people in
way.
on
Oh,
that.
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I did not know
I read
this.
Yeah.
And we would sit back here and we'd go through several beers and discuss them and rate them. And then we had a dump bucket. And at the end of every session, we would drink the dump bucket and rate the dump bucket.
Holy shit. New
Frowned upon
podcast
now, but
segment.
back then it was
Oh
so
my
chic.
God.
So much pressure.
Sometimes the dump, I'm raising my hand, the dump bucket won over the beers.
Sometimes.
No, it's true. Sometimes the dump bucket was awesome.
God damn it.
And that was one of the times there was a pale ale blind tasting.
Oh, that's right.
And
Yeah.
Everyone brought all these great pale ales, and like hands down, Woodmer Drifter was the fan favorite. It was almost like, what does the label say compared to what your mouth and all the rest of your senses say? And everyone's like, Woodmer, but who brought that? Why would you do that?
Oh, no.
Oh yeah, it just cleaned everyone's fucking clock, That shit
I kind
was
of
awesome.
appreciate that.
I wrote an article for the Tacoma.
Brews Tribune. Oh my God.
It was the difference of fresh hop versus wet hop. Long ago.
Damn.
Yeah.
I'm still having this fucking
Yeah,
fight with
it
people.
was,
Ezra can suck a butt.
Because everyone,
Sorry.
Suck a cone.
there's a difference. Suck all the cones.
Yeah.
Stick it in your ear hole.
I've been trying to mansplain the difference between fresh hops and wet hops for like 3 years.
Well, there's an article out there that you'll never find.
Sean was first to the table on that one.
Yeah.
I'm not sure you could look any of that up anymore.
I tried, actually.
Did you?
Yeah. No, it's
tried
dead
to.
and gone. It's
Well,
Damn, that's depressing.
Yeah.
not really.
I don't know.
It's enough story for a good podcast, but
There was some
other
golden-
than that, there's not a lot of
there was
useful
some golden
information.
quotes in there and things. They were like, what?
Yeah. Yeah, it was an interesting crew. Mick Wilcox.
Yep.
was Another one
Good
of
old
the
Mick.
Chris
Man.
Miller.
Yeah. Old Chris Miller from Red Hot. Sometimes the 99 Bottles kids would come.
Yeah.
Sometimes Jake from Stillicum. Yeah, it was sometimes beer reps would come and put their beers up for like, oh, you should try this,
For-
and just freaking rake it over
Just
the
get,
coals.
yep.
I swear to God, I've almost seen adults cry going through that panel. Like,
Where's that
It was awesome.
dump bucket? I need to wash this out.
Seriously. Yep.
We're going to take a super quick break, but we're going to be right back. So hang out. Welcome back. Before we get back to it, just want to give our quick weekly shout out to Channel 253. Doug Mackey, our amazing producer, is from Channel 253. Yay, Doug.
Yeah, Doug.
Him and his partner, Eric Hamburg, run this wonderful network of podcasts that cover all sorts of topics around Tacoma, as a city, as a community, education, economics, local politics, and arts and food and all kinds of stuff, and beer. And so we're so happy to be a part of their network. And if you want to stay connected to Tacoma, this community, that's a great place to do it. So you guys can check them out at channel253.com/membership and support all of their wonderful podcasts. Yeah. And then actually, separate shout out. Vine Pair just put out like a big cool thing about the top 25 breweries in the country, and Washington was one of the few states that got multiple shout-outs. But E9 Brewing in Tacoma, Washington was listed as one of the top 25 breweries in the country. Yeah! And separately, Machine House, who we just talked to Bill not too long ago, was also shouted out in the same article. So, yeah. Congrats to those guys.
Yeah, both are on our podcast.
Yeah.
And hopefully both will be in Tacoma soon.
Yeah. I'm bothering Bill every single week.
We get them all, collect all the cool kids.
So yeah, that's awesome, and those guys are great. And it was according to the beer bars around those states. And so Matt Storm, of course, and the guys at Slow Boat had plenty of nice things to say about Machine House and E9. So yeah, if you have not, of course, go check those breweries out. We gush about them all the time here, but both places are wonderful to visit. So yeah, good job to them. I don't know, we're talking about a whole bunch of things, but
all over the place.
Oh, shotgun.
Should we talk about pirates right now?
Well, we should always talk about pirates.
When did your fascination with pirates begin?
Oh, that's a really good question. I think it was probably my second trip to the Caribbean,
Okay.
which would be 2004. That I know. I do know that year.
Save the date.
never forget a cruise.
2004 was my second cruise.
How many have you been on?
7 all Caribbean.
You only been on 7 cruises?
Yes.
That cannot be true.
Yeah.
No, but I had 4 canceled during the pandemic.
All right, that sucks. I'm sorry.
So I had some forced time off from cruising.
Whack.
But so I went from 2019 to March of 2022 without a cruise because they kept getting canceled.
How did you survive?
I'm not sure. A lot of people ask me that. And I'm going to say beer probably had a little to do with it.
You're like, I just pretended.
But you dress up for Talk Like a Parrot Day, right?
I do.
Or
It's September 19th
like a pirate
every
day.
year.
Or a parrot.
International Talk Like a Pirate Day.
Yeah.
But I usually do dress up for it also. Because I like
It's a
to be
sacred
involved
holiday.
with the pirate thing.
What's the general month that this is in?
It's September 19th every year.
Okay.
Doug, just out of pocket, knew
awesome.
the date on
Well,
the money.
September 19th.
I would like to know the date someday.
Well, the Weekly Volcano did an entire issue written like a pirate was writing.
Oh, how did I miss that?
I don't know, but I think it was September.
I
think tall ships were in town.
It should be September. But
Does that sound like something Ron would do?
It was really hard to edit. But I mean,
No, it's right.
90%
It's
of the
right.
articles in it were in pirate speak.
I would really like a copy of this at some point.
people get annoyed with me on September 19th because a certain friend of ours from E9 Brewery one day was just like, I have no idea what you're saying. He got really frustrated with me because it was September 19th. And I was over in the brewery when it was still over before the new brewery, so he couldn't get away from me.
When you were neighbors.
because it was a closet, and I was just like, "Arr!" And he's like, "God, shut up, please go
It's
home."
not that hard to decipher.
Speaking of, when was the Cool Kids Club happening every week in the afternoon?
It was for a long time.
Yeah, a long
We
time.
had to change.
Also Wednesday?
No,
Was
it started on a Tuesday,
Yeah.
Okay.
and then it went to Thursdays. We had to
Thursday.
keep changing it because random people would find out about it and
All the
start
normies
showing
would
up,
start-
and we're
yep,
like,
yep.
"Okay, we're not doing this on Tuesdays anymore, you guys."
Here comes that volcano guy. Let's change it.
Everybody overboard.
Same thing as cheesing, it's the fuzz. Chuck your beers.
Oh my gosh.
So a bunch of muggles tried to like
Yeah, they would just be
interrupt and
like, who is this person and why are they here, kind of thing.
yeah.
So we would keep changing the night.
But you drank well.
Yes, the alley drank well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good.
The alley.
The poor alley. I feel bad. It's got to be in some sort of seizures or detox. I don't know. Maybe it has a counselor.
I feel like it's going through a detox period now, based on not having to.
Right. We would just drink in the alley, like in the middle of the freezing winter and everything. Anything we were like, okay, whatevs. Throw it in the alley.
Just dump it.
That alley has drink better beer than most people I know.
Jesus.
I'm not even joking.
Yeah,
It's drank some really
absurdly
horrible
profound.
beer too, but it's drank some really terrible beer, but it's had some really awesome beer.
yeah. There's so much great beer and it's so readily available, but that was like that high time of like beer trading culture.
Oh, right.
You
And we
know,
had friends that were
which
doing
were
a lot of
frowned
that.
upon by breweries and stuff, but like Hill Farmstead would show up there, and like there's a lot of things that would just make the voyage over, and it's like I'd just be most of the time working. And you're like, here, Sean, you should drink this. I would just get handed a glass. I'm like, okay. So of course I shoot it like it's freaking whiskey. Sure. To the dome. What the fuck did you just do? Not really.
Oh shit! This was Deus. Oh, I should have just maybe
There was-
saved it for a
But yeah,
second.
it was
Crazy
it
beers
was
drank
awesome.
there
It was,
in the
you know,
alley.
not understanding, like a lot of folks that travel for a living, right? So that was kind of, but just, you know, how things made it to where they did
Sure.
was always impressive to me. Still
No,
is.
and it was super, super fun and memorable because there were so many like crazy different beers, good, bad, indifferent, otherwise.
Yeah.
And we would just be sitting on sacks of grain or an empty keg or, or just standing in the alley.
Discussing like
And,
the high and
right.
low points of these beers.
Seriously
you guys had in your hands.
discussing these beers.
That's what's up.
And just toss it.
I guess that was the next closest iteration to Tacoma Brews Tribune that I can think of.
There's a bunch of
Right.
nerds
We just
talking
A lot of
about
people
we
it.
have
just
been doing
didn't take
stuff
any
in
minutes
their
or-
houses, but it was,
Yeah.
you know,
write anything down.
that was the next place where you just raked beers over the coals.
Absolutely. Oh, yeah.
I know Shane kind of touched on that a little bit. What is like the hardest you've seen somebody get absolutely shredded at one of those?
Wow, that's a good question.
Because I know some of those dudes brought reps in, like, and they were bringing their own
Honestly?
fucking beers.
Honestly, I
Please
think
be
I know
kind.
who
Please
it
be
is in
kind.
my head, but I'm not going to say that.
No, stop it. Yes, you are.
I'm not doing it.
Was it
Are
me?
you kidding?
No, it wasn't you.
Okay.
He can beep it.
Anyone in the room?
He can beep it.
Beep it.
It's probably Shane.
That stays in. No, Doug, that's fine. That's good. Yeah. I'll sign a waiver, whatever I need to do.
Shane was in here like, oh, those motherfuckers, like I've seen guys get shredded at those meetings, and he was the one though.
Well, to be fair, we've all kind of been
We
a
all
little.
know. We all know.
We've all been a little like, wow, maybe we've tasted too many beers. Let's go in and just have a pint of something. But,
Oh, yeah.
right?
Yeah.
We've all been a little overindulgent there, but
Oh my god. That's why he works 60 hours a week now, because you guys fucking you broke his ass.
I think he did that to himself, quite honestly. But.
Oh damn.
Well, it wasn't this night though. There was one night that I had back in the day when AleSmith made their bourbon barrel aged Speedway in the big bottles.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
I had one of those, and I brought it over, and so we were throwing every
A perfectly
bourbon
appropriate
barrel aged
flex, but
stout
okay.
that we could find at it, including Holy Mountain. Like, and they were like, nope. So we were just like drinking all these barrel aged stouts just to see if we could find one that was better than the AleSmith Speedway
Dude.
bourbon barrel aged. And we couldn't
It's a
do
tall
it,
order,
but we
man.
tried really hard.
Well, that's the important part.
We put in our best effort. It might. I don't think it was that day though. But
Dude,
There's
BA
so
Speedway
many.
It was
was like
So is this the lead into the shredding? We're like, okay, enough stout. Let's go have a pint of. Wah, wah, wah.
I think we actually.
does that mean Sean is also implicated in this?
Probably yes. Oh, there's a good chance.
Well, I think there was many days too. Like it's like okay, we've been trying all these samples. I just want to drink a pint of something I want to drink on purpose.
Yep.
Because you start to get palate fatigue, and you're just, or it's too cold out, or it's hot, because we're standing in the alley. So
Just doming $50 bottles of like secondary beer.
right.
Next to the liquor store.
Seriously.
So yeah, sometimes you just want to go. I just want to sit down on a normal chair and drink something that I want to order, not what somebody showed up with in this brown bag over here. It happens. Sometimes you just want to drink what you want to drink.
Yeah.
But no, those ways were super fun.
So Shane will be
I miss
back
it.
here pretty soon. And be bringing that shit up.
Well, it's a whole nother spectrum of like how you've been influencing craft beer. Like I was like, oh
That's
yeah,
100% true.
Yeah.
Tacoma Boys, Tacoma Brews Tribune, Cool Kids Club.
Donna
Like
is
Donna's always
Donna's
been there.
the
like,
godmother of Tacoma beer.
a fucking
Oh
man.
my gosh, that's what Jeff from E9. That's one of the owners of E9. He always tells me I'm grandmothered in on things because I've been
Yeah. Amen.
Jeff.
That is true.
Paradise.
Jeff
right?
Paradise, yeah.
Jeff Paradise. Because I helped them sell. They got, I don't know. I think it was a special order for Underachiever. Remember that? I just posted a picture
Do
of
I
it.
ever?
I just posted a picture of it on Facebook. And then for some reason, like the people that ordered it didn't take it or something like that. And so I ended up selling all of it. And so then Jeff was like, oh, Donna can do whatever she wants. She's grandmothered in.
Yeah.
She sold the Underachiever, a bunch of it. So
Yep.
yeah, I just posted a picture of that. I had forgotten about it, and it came up on my Facebook. I was like, oh my God, Underachiever.
I've weaseled my way into a lot of beer things over the years. I'm lucky enough to get invited, like all proper like now. But like, I for sure used to bullshit my way into stuff, and the only person that was consistently at a lot of those things was Donna, because she was actually invited.
You are front and center of all those Tacoma craft beer festivals,
Yes. Yeah, it was part
including
of
the
that
early
also.
ones down there on Dock Street.
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah. The good ones.
Yeah, that was fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, the other ones were good too, but
Yeah,
that was
that was.
other than the noise in the hall. Like it is down at the Maritime Museum,
Yep.
and it was so fucking loud.
It was really
Yeah.
loud in there.
Other than that, it was great,
Yeah.
but it got so loud. It was really like screaming at each other. But
Yeah.
Yeah, those were fun times. I mean, that was a lot of work,
yep,
but it was a lot of fun too. I would be pouring. I forget what booth I was pouring at, and one of the liquor board, Officer Martinez.
Martinez.
Yeah, remember?
Yeah,
Oh,
boy.
yeah.
Huh, sounds familiar.
Shout out to your boy.
He came up to talk to me and make sure, I had my little card and all this and the other thing. And we had fake tattoos for, God, I can't remember what brewery it was. I was like,
Yeah. Absolutely, because I have photos of several people wearing them on their foreheads.
Yep.
Fake Parkway tattoos?
No, a real tattoo.
yeah.
Well, fake, yeah. Yeah.
Like they were really on.
They were, yeah.
Okay.
So the Parkway and the Swiss both had booths, but we couldn't sell anything.
Yes.
So it was just kind of like a merch thing, and
Oh,
yeah,
sure.
it was fake tattoos, and,
All right.
and yeah, you like kind of you could pick where it went, but if you didn't have an answer, it went on your fucking forehead. Blam.
Guess who's a billboard for my
Yep.
business now?
Yep.
Martinez didn't want a fake tattoo. He didn't think his wife would like it.
Yeah.
And so the girl standing next to me, I forget who it was like, well, we can put it somewhere she won't see it. And he was just like,
Damn.
he was gone. Yeah.
Uh-huh. It's an effective system. That's beautiful.
Apparently that works. I haven't seen that guy in forever. I'm not sure that he's still around.
No, I haven't seen him for a while.
He got last time I heard he got moved to the cannabis side.
Oh,
It was
that makes
more
sense.
higher
Right.
up in the figuring out the regulations, and he's got peons now, so not so much Martinez on the street.
That's probably a good thing.
Could have had his own article in the Brews Tribune.
So I miss
Donna-
you, buddy.
What excites you now in craft beer?
It's
You've been in it for so long.
It often depends on the season. Like, I'm usually an IPA drinker. you find a good, like, new IPA that you really like, I'm like, oh, heck yeah. But I just drank last weekend. I was just telling somebody earlier today. I had a Paraboloid from Firestone Walker.
Ooh.
And I was like, oh my God. Yep, now that's all I want in my face hole is bourbon barrel aged big stouts. And I'm really excited about them. But as it gets a little warmer out, then I'm going to go back to IPA. Like, what's the new IPA? What's
Yeah.
hoppy, danky, in my face hops?
Yep.
That's what I want.
What breweries have been like especially like newer breweries over the last like 5-ish years that have popped up? Like, what's been exciting?
Newer breweries, Single Hill,
Word.
right?
Yeah.
Guess who sells Single Hill?
Yeah, that's right.
I mean, all three of us do, I guess. But
Yeah, to be
who
fair,
really does it?
no, Single Hill is good, and I don't know how long Revision has been around, but I really like Jeremy's beers.
Totally.
Knee deep.
Speaking of knee deep.
Well, right, yeah.
Dude, seriously.
He's a shoot off from
Yep.
Knee. He's
Yep.
revisioned Knee Deep
Yep.
over in Nevada.
Yep.
I really like his beers a lot. He's a kook, that guy.
What'd you say? Coke?
He's a kook.
Oh,
He's a
okay.
kook. He's funny.
Segue into a story.
Sorry. Didn't
No,
mean to-
so I kind of remember bits of it, but I would like you to tell it. Like, Craft Brewers Conference, 2007, Seattle. I think this is the year that Arlen Harris, like I've mentioned, like was making a beer for it, a bourbon barrel aged stout out of Issaquah. But you and Mick Wilcox joined. I feel like you should say Sir Tommy Arthur.
Sir Tommy Arthur from Lost Abbey.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
We got stuck in traffic for an hour and a half, 2 hours, trying to get to Seattle to go to Brower's for the Tommy Arthur Experience dinner. I'm not sure it was 2007, though. I think it was a little... right around there, though. It was close to around there.
I got 10 on it.
Time's a blur.
That is 2007. April.
Somebody
I'm
get out their
confident
Google
about this.
machine
I
and
already
find
did
out.
the Google machine.
You
I'm
already
I'm
did
saying
the
I
Google
feel
machine?
good. Yeah.
No, that
feeling
was
good about this
interesting.
one.
It was super interesting. I had heard all these stories about this guy, that he's such a self-absorbed jerk.
Yeah.
And he came to do a bottle signing at Tacoma Boys.
A what?
A bottle signing.
Really? It's where you sign bottles?
No, I know.
Okay.
This is before
It's
my
like
time.
baseball cards, but
I'm
different.
fucking class of 07. You guys were on some different shit before I was here.
And then we took off from Tacoma Boys to go to Brower's in Seattle for this special dinner. It was like I forget how many plates, and they were all paired with a different Lost Abbey beer.
Oh, that's what's up.
And so I've heard all these rumors that this guy is such a jerk and all of this. And we're stuck in the car, and I'm like, it's raining. And all we talked about was AC/DC and rock music. And he turned out to be really cool. He was awesome. We had a great time. He never seemed stuck up to me or talked about how cool he was or anything.
Yeah.
And we
Nice.
sat through this weird pretentious dinner, though. It was like duck tongue.
What? What?
Yeah, duck tongue was one of the platings. Paired
it
with like
paired with?
angel share or something.
Which one?
Oh, that's an easy one.
Classic.
No, I didn't eat a lot of the food. That
Garrett
was
Oliver
in
wrote
there.
about
I could
that
pair
pairing.
a turd. You could pair a turd with angel share. Here's a pile of salt.
And angel share.
Here's angel share. Like, that's...
Speaking though of Tommy Arthur, remember the Duck Duck Goose incident?
Oh, yeah.
Do I ever?
What year was that?
Oh.
Yeah,
don't
so you got him on
remember.
one.
Yeah.
Good job.
I want to
Google
say
that shit, can
Paybacks.
ya?
I want to say it
gonna
was like
go with-
2015,
Okay, I was going to go 13.
13. I think it was around there.
I like your answer. 14. Split the difference.
Okay, 20. The Duck Duck Goose incident of 2014.
Yeah.
That was a mess.
Yeah, there's been a couple messes. Like we were talking about it earlier, and all Tommy being awesome. Like I remember, like right around Craft Brewers Conference, there was a year at the Angel Share Like you couldn't shake a bubble out of it. And people were pissed. And I asked you if like anyone actually tried to return beer to the store.
No, they didn't.
Because it had gotten. It was also like maybe the second year that the price jump went like.
Yeah.
We went
like,
from
what?
18 to 30.
Right.
Everybody learned what angel share actually meant.
Yeah.
Right.
And folks were pissed. And I think his rebuttal was like, yeah, no, that's how it's supposed to be. You're all freaking observably stupid.
Wonder where that rumor came from about him being a dick.
He's still not going to be on this podcast.
No, it's a retribution episode.
I'm supposed to clear all
Tell us
this
the
up.
real story, man.
Well, the thing is that
Donna said you ain't shit.
He's left Washington State now. He pulled out,
yeah.
so we can talk all the crap we
yeah.
want to right now.
Pulled a
Oh, I
Russian
know.
River.
I've got a list of things I can't have.
He pulled Port. He pulled Lost Abbey.
Yeah. Yeah.
We got no skin in the
Fucking
game
Lost
right now.
and Found, Deliverance.
Oh, right.
Things that used to be commonplace. Like,
Yeah.
love them dearly.
Red
Like,
I have a
Poppy.
bottle
Ghost in
at
the
home.
Forest.
Red Poppy.
Yep.
I just.
Red Poppy? Fuck yeah.
Oh, Red Poppy. I forgot about that.
Oh, dude,
Yeah,
it's
so
a sleeper from that dude, but oh my god, man.
I just found a bottle of the Mayan spice beer that he did. Remember, it's got the Aztec guy on it.
Tequila barrel aged too,
I
yeah?
think so. Yeah. I just found a bottle of that. I'm like, I hope it's still good and not.
Whew, I need some ice water. I'm getting all. Like, all of a sudden, this Cast Jolly's just not really pushing the same buttons it was.
Oh fuck.
Funny story, really quick.
Hopefully not about that.
it's a Tacoma boys story.
Oh God.
There was a point. I'm not gonna play the year game anymore.
Oh, okay.
But I'm gonna tell you that 56th Street World Beer and Tobacco
Yep.
was a functioning business, and that like Dogfish had 120 minute or 120 minute, depends what region you're from. Got 120 minute, not 120. No. Okay. Like it wasn't ever easy to get, but it got really hard, really fast. And I think it was basically because Dogfish had their 6 episodes of the fucking show.
Oh, we used to watch that at the Red Hot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right? Whole nother episode. It was fucking awesome. And then basically Anheuser-Busch made it be canceled.
Right.
Yeah. But so all of a sudden 120 minute was like the unicorn tier. And you had some. And I remember I was in your
I know where this is
fine
going.
establishment.
I totally remember.
And I
this
was
now.
perusing the shelves, and you were like, "Hey, Sean, just got some 120 minute in. You want some?" I was like, "Fuck yeah, I do." And you went and got some, and then I was sitting there finishing up my purchasing, and a particular owner of a place that rhymes with 50 Snicks Street, Earl Blears, and Kagatko happened to be in the store. And I remember them like asking, like basically getting you out of your work. And she was sitting there and she's like, "I heard you have 120 minute." And you were like, "Yeah, it just came in." She's like, "How much can I buy?" So this lady that worked at, I'm not going to repeat the name because that wouldn't be,
You couldn't if
that would
you
be
tried.
cool. Challenge accepted another day. But she basically bought as much as you would let her get at your retail and then took it back home and fucking sold it for a curiosity's sake. I went by like later just to see like hey,
what it was priced at.
yeah, I know how much you paid for that. What are you selling it for now? Oh my fucking God.
Which is illegal, by the way.
It is, as it turns out.
Yeah.
No,
As it would
you
turn out.
can't run out of Rainier and run down to fucking 7-Eleven and get more
No.
Rainier.
Nope.
It's not okay. No. Says the Washington State Liquor Control Board.
If you ask Martinez, he's going to tell you, no, you can't do that.
Bad.
Snitches.
Cannabis or not, I still remember that rule.
Doug gave us the time warning, but
son
I'm
of
gonna
a
gush. I'm gonna gush for a second before Ron takes us out, because I didn't know shit about craft beer. I grew up in the Harmon Brewery, but I just didn't really know anything outside of that. So like I knew what good beer was, but I just had never explored it until I went to the Red Hot when Men's Room Red first came out. And it was the first time I'd ever gone to the Red Hot. And I know, right? Yeah, I had a roommate who was like, I don't know, 10 years older than me, and he was like, "Hey, I want to go try this thing because I listened to this show." And I was like, "Okay, cool." And I hated it. But I tried another beer there, and I loved it. And then somebody was talking about Tacoma Boys, like at the table next to us, and like how this is where you could find it. And so I went to Tacoma Boys like the next day and then bought a bunch of like shit that I had never, I didn't buy Men's Room Red, but I bought a bunch of shit that I had never heard of. And
just randomly?
Harmon was on
blindly? Blindly, just randomly?
Kind of, yeah. I didn't really like, this was like 2011 maybe, 2010, 2011. And I just had no fucking clue what I was looking at. But I brought like a bunch of cool beer home, and like all my roommates thought I was cool, and like it was like the first time that I had ever like shared craft beer with anybody, and then like got that dopamine hit of like social approval, which has pretty much dictated my entire career since then. So I just want you to know that you're responsible for that, and I love and appreciate you, and I'm so glad you're here.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
So that was your first bottle share, you think?
That was, yeah, that's probably the first thing that
first bottle
gets
share?
considered a bottle share.
Oh, that's fun.
All right.
Grit and Grainers. Email us at cheers@gritandgrainpodcast.com with your comments, opinions, and ice safety tips, such as don't stare too long at a comment, your eyes will freeze. We read and drink everything we receive, and we try to respond as quickly as we can. If not online, then on air. You can subscribe to Grit and Grain on Apple Music, Spotify, Google Play, iHeartRadio, Stitcher, and Amazon now, Matt?
Correct.
And Amazon.
Yeah, they recruited us.
And please leave a review. Also, check us out at Channel 253. And gritandgrainpodcast.com. Be sure to follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. And for episode notes, beer news, and nano brewery news, such as time when that guy from Alala brewed a super small batch of one of those one-off pre-post holiday depression Belgian dark winter warmers using tears from Trappist monks from eyedroppers. Or nano growlers, as they're called, if you will. But he drank it. But he drank it instead of squirting in his eye. Idiot. If this podcast is not what you expected, please alter your expectations. Add tacos con tobacco to your list of foods that are bad for you. No such thing as bad time to visit Tacoma. No such thing as too much barley wine. Woo! Tune in next Friday for more sweet chatter. Cheers.
Cheers.
Yeah.
Thanks, Donna.
Thank you, Donna.
Thanks again for tuning in. Don't forget to follow us at Grit and Grain Podcast wherever you get your social media and catch new episodes every Friday. Cheers.
This is Channel 253.
Get up.